And welcome back, everyone, to our special report, The Battle Over Bridge Safety. After years of highlighting the tragedy of preventable suicides on bridges in our region and how easy it can be to prevent some of them, the New York Thruway Authority has gratefully taken action. As we've been telling you, there were originally 4 phones installed on the Tappan Zee, but they were located on either end of the span, almost 1.5 miles away from the area where most people jump from. Well, a few weeks ago, they installed life-saving call boxes on the center of the bridge where they belong. And as an added bonus, they announced that they're also installing barriers right on the Tappan Zee. RNN was invited along when they put 4 new phones on the center of the bridge, 2 in each direction. And we also spoke with the new director of the Thruway Authority, Michael Fleischer, who shared with us what they are doing now to help stop people from using the tap to end it all. I always imagine from your position, obviously with this bridge and other bridges obviously in your control, suicides never at the top of the list, and it's become an evolving concern, I'm imagining, for your office.
Yeah, obviously public safety is our #1 concern, and we spend a lot of time, money, resources providing a safe facility for the traveling public. But the past year that has seen continuing human tragedies, not the highway fatality type, but the suicides on the bridge. And we've taken another look at what we can do. RNN has been very focused on this issue from a regional perspective, from a mental health perspective, and a human interest perspective. And we think we're beginning to put in place some more measures, some more procedures, some more resources to help prevent some of these human tragedies from occurring on the Tappan Zee Bridge.
It's a long span, right?
It's about 3 miles.
Almost 3 miles.
Yeah.
And we're standing, in fact, by one of the call boxes that we've spoken so much about. And the issue is, from here to the other span, as you said, we're talking about in excess of 3 miles. And a lot of people have faulted the practicality of that. Talk about now what we spoke about in the office is about some of the changes that are going to be happening here and in the not too distant future.
By the spring, in late March, this call box will still be here, which is not on the bridge. We will put 2 more call boxes on each side of the bridge. So we'll add another 4 call boxes to the bridge, 2 of which will be on the main span, where majority of the incidents have occurred. We're also going to add a space filler, so that in effect we'll have a over 5 foot bridge railing. That'll be very hard, very difficult for a person to get on top of and get over. So we think we'll prevent a real physical barrier on the bridge, and we'll also provide more phones with signage. So obviously we will not know where a person in distress will get out of their vehicle. We'll have signage pointing them to those phones that will be on the main span. We're going to have training done by the Office of Mental Health of our employees, so they can spot the difference between a person who has a flat tire and a person in distress. We have state police that are on this facility 24 hours a day. So we have the people here who can help stop someone who's in distress and get them the help they need. And that's what we want to do is put in measures so that these people who need help can get help before they make a decision that we will all regret.
You can never prevent everything, but are you confident by the end of the spring, summer this year that about everything this authority can do, it will do?
I am confident that we have taken dramatic steps to improve the safety of the facility and improve the way and prevention of suicides on the bridge. I'm hopeful that there'll never be another suicide. Obviously, we can't make that type of commitment or guarantee, but we're committed to working with the professionals in the field to do whatever we can to prevent that from occurring.
Now, earlier in this program, we introduced you to Joan White, whose daughter Stephanie took her life off the Tappan Zee Bridge in 2004. Joan was gracious enough to join us earlier in studio. Well, tell people about Stephanie. What was she like?
Stephanie, she was a poet and a writer. She went to Brandeis University. She was working on her PhD. She was 10 years younger than her sisters. Her 2 sisters are successful. She always thought of herself as the ugly duckling in the family, but she was beautiful.
Does a day ever go by when you don't think about Stephanie?
Never. I wake up thinking of her, and I go to sleep thinking of her. But not always in a negative sense. I try to think of all the positive things more now.
Just if you could tell the audience just why, not just Stephanie's, but all the people that find themselves in difficult situations, we should do whatever we can to to look out for them?
Well, first of all, you have to be aware and you have to understand. I mean, if you don't, I think there's a great ignorance about depression, and I think especially in families, they think it's just bad behavior. You know, maybe they're selfish, many things. But we were aware of Stephanie having an illness at a very young age. You've got to love them. You've got to love them, you've got to do anything you can to help them. The fact that when she was in that water, she swam in place for a short period of time shows me that she wanted to live. So I don't think people really want to die.
Do you take some small solace to know that it's finally on this bridge that has had so many tragedies, there is some action taking place here to make it harder for people, that if they can get across the bridge, that there might be, it's another day at least, but everything is being taken at least to afford that those opportunities will be for more people, so that the more Stephanies that go across, those impulses will be harder to act on?
I do. I think that just installing the barriers and putting the phones in show that we do care what happens. If we didn't put them in, what are we really saying? You don't give a damn?
You did more than enough, and I appreciate so much throughout this whole process being such a big part of it. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, please. We'll be right back, everyone. We're going to have some final thoughts over a long battle over bridge safety and why, even after a victory for the people of our region, we're going to continue this fight. Please stay with us.